everybody, and welcome to the Final Fantasy XV E3 2016 Kickoff. This will be the first of 4 Square Enix Presents programs presented at E3 2016. I am Kari Takasue, the Social Marketing Manager for Final Fantasy XV, and today I'm joined by 2 lovely gentlemen, starting with...
I'm the first lovely gentleman, of course. My name is Matt Kishimoto, and I'm the Senior Product Manager for Final Fantasy XV.
And I'm Ryan Matsuno, Final Fantasy XV Global Marketing Team.
Awesome. So let's get started. Can you guys tell me what we're going to be doing here? It's the first of the show, first program. What are we here for?
E3 has officially begun, but for starters, we hope everyone tuned in to our Day Zero edition of the ATR last night, where we gave everyone a preview of what's to come at E3.
But guys, it's E3.
Yeah.
E3 is kicking off. That's
here.
crazy.
It just started.
It's starting. It's crazy. All right. But what did we cover last night in that Day Zero ATR? First off, that trailer done by the one, the only Afrojack. So if you missed our Day Zero ATR, don't worry about it. We'll cover everything very, very quickly. And then...
Yeah, so we did the Grammy Award-winning collaboration. I mean, Afrojack is the Grammy Award winner producer.
Yeah.
And that was a really great collaboration. We're showing it on our screens right now. But what about for those who love you guys, who've already seen the Day Zero ATR? What do we have that's new for them?
Yeah, that's the cool thing. So we're not just recapping a bunch of old things, but we have some new things to unveil as well.
Yep, so I loved the ATR last night. I loved Afrojack. But what else are we going to talk about today?
What else are we going to talk about today? We'll get into that.
Okay.
We'll get into that.
Okay. So watch it on our screen, the Afrojack ATR, and I think we're going to move on to something exciting called the trailer.
Well, let's talk about the trailer.
Okay.
We just saw it.
Yeah.
Everyone saw it.
Yeah.
I think everyone was a little surprised at the approach we took this time.
It was very different.
Right? Normally E3 trailers are story-driven, or you get that classic Final Fantasy feel. But we did something totally different this time around.
Yeah, I think it threw people off in the beginning, but I think my favorite part was just that moment that, Afrojack came on, the text, and then you saw Rainia there. It was just like, what is this? What about you? What part did you like?
No, I think even for me, like, not even just E3 trailers, but Final Fantasy trailers in general, they're very story-driven and they're very kind of narrative, and they focus on characters and stuff like that. So I've never even seen something that's this kind of full-on action.
Yeah, I guess Noctis did not get the memo that it was supposed to be a story-driven trailer. He wanted to do straight-up action.
We'll text him next time.
Yeah, next time.
Well, he tweeted at us. I was so happy. But so next up, we talked about the Titan demo. So for those who haven't seen it, can we watch the Titan demo here?
Yeah. All right. If you guys missed it, this is the Titan demo.
What the hell is it you want? Quit screwing with my head! You gotta be kidding me. You serious? I got no choice. I think those Imperial soldiers just want to Nice timing, Gladio. No time for napping.
So Matt, yesterday at the Xbox briefing, you went on stage, played this demo live, so you know all about it.
I do.
Kari, did you get a chance to play it?
I actually did.
Ooh.
I'm not the best game player, and I just don't have time to play games these days, but I did get a chance to play it. I thought the quick time events were really fun for players, and at the ending, you get the Blizzard spell, so that was really satisfying, and it's like epic scale, so I really liked
that
it.
climax at the end is dope. And tomorrow we'll be playing the E3 demo live all the way through.
You?
Actually, I think we're gonna let Matt do a little revenge challenge and show people what he's got.
Redemption.
Redemption.
Is the
That's,
right word.
that's the right
Yeah.
word, I guess.
Okay, so that's cool with the Titan demo. So other stuff in the Final Fantasy 15 universe, what can we talk about here?
We definitely covered a few things from the Final Fantasy 15 universe yesterday. Why don't we start with the Kingsglaive Final Fantasy 15
man.
E3 trailer?
Let's
watch it.
do it.
It is an honor to be recognized by the great King Regis, yet permit me to stand on ceremony and introduce myself nonetheless. Arden Izunia, Chancellor of Niflheim. And I come to you on this most auspicious of days to offer terms of peace.
You see, we don't need any of you immigrants jumping around, playing war hero.
I have no choice but to receive the Empire and accept their treaty.
Your Majesty, please, give the order to deploy the glaive.
The king has spoken, and you have heard. All lands beyond the wall are to be relinquished to the Empire.
Those are our homes out there, our people!
And you're just gonna go along with this and abandon them?
Sacrifice Lucian's sons to save his own?
To save the world.
Get out of there, it's a trap!
Well, everyone's quiet. Speechless. Out there? Speechless?
Such
Well,
a dope trailer.
Such a dope trailer.
Crazy.
Well, I personally love Luna because as a woman, I think she's very grounded and strong. Though I love Nyx because I always root for like the main guy. What about you guys? Let's take a vote.
I have to give my nod to Luna as well, but mostly for the voice acting from Lina Headey. I think her
Yeah.
voice, her performance on Luna just matches so well.
Yeah.
What about you?
For me, I mean, like, Aaron Paul is so perfect as Nyx. Like, that was the first time we got to hear everything in action, so that was cool. That was really cool. But for some reason, there's this character at the end, Crow. So Aaron
brown-haired
Paul
girl.
actually shouts out her name, the
Yeah.
brown-haired girl.
Yeah.
I don't know, something about like her realism, like it looks really cool, and I just kind of really want to know more about her.
Okay, enough about you and liking CG girls. Always liking the CG girls.
Well, that's weird.
But everybody
No.
watching, the movie will be coming out pretty soon, right? So stay on your toes.
I think there was
Almost here.
There's a date on that now.
Yeah, so in
Yeah.
theaters
August 19th.
across the
August
states and
19th.
select theaters
Select
in August.
theaters. So
Yeah.
that's very exciting. Well, so we did Kingsglaive. We did the demo. I think you guys talked about another thing yesterday called Brotherhood, episode 2.
Ah, our fan favorites.
Fan favorite.
Yes.
Do we have the trailer to roll right now?
We do have the trailer.
Okay,
All right,
let's
let's go.
watch it.
ルナフレーナって人がルナフレーナ様がそれを望んでいる僕に
All right, so that one was very different from the first Noctis episode. This is an all-new one on Prompto or Plumpto.
That's my joke.
Oh, it's mine now.
You keep making new jokes, and we'll keep taking it.
You stole it
keep
last
taking
night,
it.
and then you stole it today. That's
But
all right.
Plumpto,
Fine.
that's so weird, right? Like you're wondering, how did he become so big, or he was originally big? And then what did he do to get skinny? Like what motivated him? And the little dogs, so there's 2 dogs. I'm like a lover. Do you like dogs?
Yeah,
Cats?
of course. Everyone
I
likes
love
dogs.
cats too.
Yeah.
But dogs have a special place in my heart. And do we know the names of those dogs?
I don't think
Not
we
yet?
can quite reveal them
No
yet.
spoilers?
But they have names.
And they're very, very important.
Very important.
Trust us.
Yeah, so there is a relationship. They're not just little puppies that come into the show, but they're actual characters in the universe of Final Fantasy 15, which we will learn about more. So did you guys watch it yet?
I did watch it. I snuck a viewing in it.
I have not fully.
Ooh.
Have you?
I have.
You guys are both cheating. That's not fair.
It's not about being a cheater. We have to make sure like we understand what we're watching. And do the people out there know that it's actually going to run today in like 30 minutes? It's going to be out at 1 p.m.
1 p.m.
Pacific
Really?
time. So 4 p.m. in the East Coast, 5 a.m. in Japan. You get to see the full episode, all 15 minutes of its glory, pretty soon.
And where can people see this episode?
On YouTube, on the Final Fantasy 15 YouTube page.
That's cool.
All right.
Awesome.
So we've talked about everything.
So, right? And what about new stuff?
New.
All about the new stuff.
Here we go. New stuff.
All right,
Okay.
cool.
So, starting, we have a very special guest,
Oh.
all the way from El Segundo, California, the very charming, the very wonderful Mr. Mark Terada.
Hey.
Yay.
How come Mark doesn't get the lovely
He's
moniker? It's
charming.
just
He's charming.
me and Ryan.
You guys are
He's
lovely.
not lovely, he's charming.
He's more charming. Hey, Mark.
Get his headphones on.
Yeah.
Here. All right, how's it going, everybody?
We're doing good. How are
What's
you?
up, Mark?
Good. What's going on?
Mark, you trekked all the way down from the far lands of El Segundo for a reason. I'm hoping for a good reason.
Yeah, they wouldn't let me do it. They wouldn't let me talk about this because they said only you can talk
Well,
about
it's a big
this.
secret. So yes, I came all the way from El Segundo, huge, at least an hour trek, if that. But I'm actually here to announce I've actually taken a new role at Square, where I'm actually the director of a new game.
A new
called-
game?
A new game, I know.
What?
Should we announce it? Should we announce it? Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So actually, this new game is related to the Final Fantasy series. So excuse me, the Final Fantasy 15 series, and it's gonna be called A King's Tale Final Fantasy 15.
A King's Tale? What is
So-
that about?
So
Whoa.
King's Tale, Final Fantasy. So okay, wait. Hold on. So we got Final Fantasy 15, the main game, which is massive in itself, and we got another game.
King's Tale?
So
What's that about?
All these questions are running through our heads.
yeah,
Mark.
I know.
like gameplay. What is this? How's it relate? Like, too many things are going through my mind right now.
All right, so to get rid of or kind of alleviate all your questions, so this is, you're correct, this is a standalone retro game that's actually inspired by a lot of the kind of the old school brawler games as well.
That's cool.
Whoa.
This is
What's that?
dope.
I know.
What?
This is dope.
Mark, that looks really good. I mean, dang, but who's
Wait
that
a-
character? That
Who is that?
I don't think that's not.
It's
Doesn't look like
not
Noctis to
Noctis?
me.
Noctis.
Good catch. All right, so it is not Noctis. Actually, it's a very young King Regis. This game actually takes place 30 years in the past before
Huh?
Final Fantasy 15.
What the heck? And who are these other guys on the screen?
So these are some of the enemies that we have that are actually from either older Final Fantasy games, but as well as from the main Final Fantasy 15 as
cool.
well.
I did notice, though,
The bomb.
the
Bomb.
bomb.
I know.
Your favorite.
Who else did you notice?
I can't talk about it until we see more monster
So I got a question. So you said this is a young King Regis. So this takes place a few years in the past, like how many years? And is this kind of like within the storyline of Final Fantasy 15?
So let me break it down for a little bit here. So as I mentioned before, it takes place 30 years before
30
the main
years.
Final
30
Fantasy
years. 30
15.
years.
But
Okay.
actually, the way that this entire game is set up is actually it's a fairy tale that's being told to Noctis. So Noctis and Regis are in the bedroom, and then Noctis is just begging his father. He's like, "Please tell me a fairy tale, but not one of the old boring fairy tales that you tell me all the time." And so Regis kind of concocts this story of this adventure that he had with him and his friends 30 years before
so
before
they're
Noctis
actual
was
characters.
even there. Yeah, they're actual characters. Yeah.
What?
That's so cool. So I mean, where did you even come up with this concept? You talked about arcade brawlers, beat 'em ups. Like, where did you come up with this?
So, growing up, we all love video games, and especially, I grew up playing a lot of the action brawlers that I'm sure many of you are familiar with, either in the arcades or at home. And so, when I got to work at Square Enix, I wanted to take on multiple roles, and one of my dreams really was to help not only just market a game, but also kind of direct a game on my own as well. So I finally became an opportunity.
Director. Well, I love side-scrolling beat them up types of games. I used to play them in the arcade with my friends all the time. Did you?
I did, of course. We got anything else?
I think we have a few more screenshots, actually. Yeah.
Ooh.
I know.
Yeah, the Iron Giant. I recognize him.
So as you can see, yeah. So we have some very classic monsters in here. So we have the Iron Giant, we have the Bomb, and actually the Sloanine, which is kind of a new character, I believe, in Final Fantasy 15. And so as I mentioned, we're trying to, definitely bring back the nostalgia factor for fans, but also have a ton of action and combat and new enemies that'll attract new fans as well. So the people that are working on this game are true diehard fans of Final Fantasy, and so they want to make sure that we stay true to what Final Fantasy is, but also make it approachable for new fans as well.
That's cool.
Absolutely. So Sloanin, we did actually show off during our Instagram campaign in October. So I think fans would be excited to see him here again as well.
Is that the same monster that Noctis is pairing in the E3 trailer?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with that crazy transition, like right with the big hits.
Okay. That's
cool.
That's dope.
Yep.
But okay, we know that there's classic monsters. Gameplay. What is this gameplay like? Are there what come on features?
So as I mentioned before, so it's an action brawler. So it's a side-scrolling action brawler where you have full motion control, up, down, left, right through the entire board. But you're going to be able to use magic, summons, or astrals is what we call them, but also some companion attacks as well.
So companions. So all we see here in this screenshot and then the previous screenshot, we just see Regis. So does that mean you get to play as other characters, or what does that mean, companions?
So the companions that you play with are actually characters that you probably are. Some of them you're familiar with. Some of them are actually brand new as well. They're being introduced to the Final Fantasy 15 world. But yeah, so the combat for the companions themselves are actually going to be kind of quick time summons that do a really kind of unique attack for each of the 3 companions that you're going to have. One of which that you may recognize is actually a much younger Sid.
Sid.
Young Sid.
Anybody
That's
new?
cool.
Anybody new that we don't know?
There are a couple new characters that we can't reveal just yet, but fear not, they're going to be really amazing.
Okay.
So summons. You said summons are in this game.
They are.
Astrals.
How is Titan gonna fit in this screen?
It's too big.
Like, Iron Giant already takes up like a third of the screen. Like, how are you gonna be a Titan or any other one?
So I'm not going to get too bogged down with the mechanics of everything, but actually, so the way that we're having summons come in is actually the screen itself will most likely kind of zoom out, and then it'll be just a giant, massive attack on the summon itself. But we're staying true to the look and the feel of both Final Fantasy 15, but also blending it with the retro style as well.
Cool. What about warp striking? Can you warp?
All you care about, CG girls, warp striking.
But warp striking is like the coolest thing ever.
It is pretty cool.
I just want to know.
So Warp Strike is in this game,
That's
and the
cool.
combat mechanics are awesome. In addition to Warp Strike, you're also going to have a bunch of different combat abilities with the different motions. And in fact, so this isn't going to be a simple kind of button mash type brawler. There's actually a lot of complexity to it as well, where certain enemies you need to attack with certain attacks. Enemies can parry attacks, you can parry attacks, or roll past them. There's going to be aerial attacks, in addition to all the magic and the summons and the companion attacks as well. So we're really trying to make this as robust a game as possible.
Dude, it's crazy.
Robust. Well, so my role is the social marketing manager. So I'm always here for the people, for the fans. So I would love to speak on behalf of them. I think there are 2 questions that we're all thinking about right now. When is it coming out, and how do I get my hands on it?
All right. So without further ado, this game will be coming out day and date with the main Final Fantasy 15 on September 30th. And the only way to get it is actually going to be through retailer exclusives. In the US and Canada, it'll be available for GameStop and EB Games. So every single pre-order that you have at both of those places, you will automatically get this game for free.
That's pretty cool. So just pre-order, and
Correct.
It's yours at GameStop or EB Canada here.
Correct.
And other places around the world.
Yeah, and so for Europe, Japan, Latin America, we'll have more information on our various websites and social media channels as far as where you can attain this game as well.
Sounds
Cool.
good to me.
It's cool. Dude, so all the screenshots, they look phenomenal. We understand when we can get it. When can we see some actual gameplay, some live code, some
I want to see.
video, like now?
I wish. No, we're still working on the game very diligently. But actually, so the first trailer for this game is due actually to be at Comic-Con. So shortly thereafter, only about a month or so.
Cool. Sounds good.
So that's cool. Anything else? For me, all my questions are answered.
Mine are
You
too.
covered it. I just want to see a video. And
I just
you
wanna
covered
play it.
I know. So anything else? You want to give us a rundown? Anything else you want to make sure everybody knows?
Well, I guess one other thing I can kind of mention on the screenshots that are showing on screen. So the first two take place within Insomnia, and then the one on the right actually is the first glimpse of Disguise, which is from the demo that everyone played as well.
Yeah.
So it's going to take place in 3 different areas throughout the Final Fantasy 15 world. We have a variety of characters and enemies that you can use in combat with. But as I mentioned, really the focus of this is an ode to fans, both old and new, just to make sure that everyone just has a ton of fun playing Final Fantasy 15.
It's a new flavor of
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 15 with Behemoth
Yeah.
and Gorilla.
Mark,
Very
you're
cool.
making it difficult. I don't know what I want to play more on September.
Play it all.
Just
Play it
like
all.
switch.
You get
back and
2
forth.
games on the same day,
I
so
know.
it's like.
I know.
Pretty crazy.
All right, so a full retro game coming out. Thank you so much, Mark, for coming on the show, and we'll see you very soon.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks,
see you
Mark.
back in El Segundo.
All right, see you.
All right.
All the way in El Segundo.
So,
That was crazy.
Yeah, but
think-
Like-
we still have more stuff. That's the cool part about this Square Enix Presents program.
oh,
We still got some new stuff to show.
I think I know what it is. Are we gonna do the
I don't think that was very secretive when
Oh,
you're covering
sorry.
the mic.
So, ladies and
I
gentlemen,
think we are. Yes.
ladies and gentlemen, this other new piece of information is going to be showing new artwork, and not just any artwork, but we're going to talk you through some of the North American artwork that we're working on, like the front of box.
Ooh.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So very excited to bring that to everybody today. So in Japan, they reveal their kind of front of box packaging on March 30th, and so this is what it looks like if you guys haven't seen it, and it's awesome. It kind of tells the story of the guys and the road trip and all that, kind of all in one very beautiful piece.
Yeah, my key takeaway when I look at Japan's artwork is that they're lifelong friends, they're on a journey, and it's a very serene piece of artwork, and it makes me feel really calm and curious about what the road ahead is.
Yeah.
But what about our box? What are we
Yeah.
thinking about?
So I guess without further ado, we're very excited to reveal what our front of box looks like, which is a bunch of question marks. Look at that.
Is it the same?
So Matt, is this done? Is this all just done and final?
So what we're going to show you guys today is we're going to show you kind of a near final pack art, and so we're very excited to share that.
I know you've been working up to this moment for a very, very long time. Near final, like how final is
Near final, I'd say like 98 to 99%.
Ooh, that's
near
almost- that's pretty much
final.
there.
So yeah,
Okay.
we just want to keep kind of making tweaks and making it look awesome and just kind of refining some of the details in there.
I see. You want to get it at its best. So are we going to all take a deep breath right now? Take a deep breath. Are you ready to do this? You're going to show off.
All right,
What we
let's
have?
show off what this artwork looks like.
Here we go.
More question marks.
it.
I love it.
Whoa. It's
Cool.
very different from the Japanese artwork. It's much more intense. What's going on here? What am I looking at?
Wait. So the dev team made a brand new piece of key art along with the Japanese one for North America?
I think so. Yeah, just the first point about this is this is a very, very special project, kind of for everybody. So in the first time in history of Final Fantasy main numbered titles, this is the first time that anybody outside of the development team has worked on the front of box key art, and I think that's what's so special and such an honor to work on this.
That's
this
really
is what
cool.
it is.
It's really cool. It looks so different.
But I mean, Ryo, you've worked at the company for a while, and you worked on Final Fantasy 13. So you've seen kind of how the Japan team, the headquarters team works.
Yeah, I mean, the dev teams this is their baby. Like,
Yeah.
the front of box artwork represents the game that they've been working on for years. And for them to allow you to do something that's different, it's a big step, and that's a huge undertaking. That's a lot of pressure, Matt.
Yeah, it's
That's a lot of pressure.
lot of pressure. 14 numbered titles leading into 15. Yeah.
14 titles. That's like 29 years. If you do the math, we're going to have to wait till 2035 if we fail this front of box to get another chance.
Yeah, and I think that's like the pressure that I had on my shoulders the whole time of working with the team to kind of come up with the concepts and take it to finish.
But that's the cool thing about BD2, Business Division 2, is that they're so
Yeah.
open-minded, and
I
you
love
had this
that
vision,
about them.
and you sold them on the vision, and they let you take it away, and I think that's what's cool about this.
Yeah. And so, again, like I said before, it's just an honor to be able to work on something like this.
Okay, so real quick, what is the theme? Because it looks so different from the Japanese, box art. What's the theme that you were thinking about when you were talking about this?
So I think when we started, we just really wanted to do something different. We wanted to do something a little bit more unexpected, something that we hadn't seen in the past. So I think without going into every minute, excruciating detail of what we did, we took our team in LA through every detail of Final Fantasy 15. We took them through each one of the characters, their subtle differences. We took them through kind of the story of the game, the relationships that there is. We took them through kind of the themes that we want to make sure are covered, like the whole Brotherhood theme, the road trip, the open world, and the sense of scale. And really what we wanted to communicate is how fun and how cool Final Fantasy 15 is going to be.
Now, did you just arrive immediately at this vision? Like, how did you get here?
You warp strike here.
So I have another gift
Ooh.
that I brought everybody. I guess gift, present, I don't know, surprise. So check this out. We started with over 50 concepts. It might have even been over 100 now thinking about it. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, we started with just a number of different ideas on how we wanted to approach Final Fantasy 15, and it could be communicated to people in so many different ways, and this is what we had.
So how did you come up with the final direction? I mean, there's so many concepts.
And they're so different, too.
Yeah, and you want to convey so many messages of Final Fantasy 15.
I think that was the hard part. So, I mean, it wasn't just a me decision. It was a decision amongst, like, a core team. And that was really the tough part. So once we started getting into sketch phase, there were so many kind of cool comps that could kind of communicate different things to people. What I wanted to do is I just kind of had to think about what could best represent Final Fantasy 15 in one kind of solid piece and communicate that to people. And that's kind of where we ended up.
So is the winning direction in here, Matt?
Yeah, I mean, so we just showed the frontal box, so it's the upper left.
This is where you started.
That's where we started. I mean, there's so many in there that I love, but yeah, this is the one where we landed on. I mean, it kind of talks about so many things of 15, and so we started with actually Noctis' head turned away from the camera and kind of looking at the open world ahead with all the kind of characters going into a battle. Yeah.
So, how did you go from here? Like, how many
what's
steps
the
did you?
progress
Yeah,
of it? Like,
how do you go from the sketch?
here?
I think it's really cool on kind of how the BD2 or the Business Division 2 team works, and so they're so super accommodating, super open, and so they were willing to hand over all the models and kind of all the character renderings and stuff like that and the rigging, so we can kind of do some cool stuff. But we brought kind of the step-by-step process on where we started from this early sketch because there's still some issues with it. There's not a focal point and stuff like that. So here's kind of the evolution of kind of where we started
Box art.
and where we ended.
Oh, I see.
It's very detailed.
Yeah.
This is like modeling, like it looks like clay almost.
I mean, like, even from the first two, all you see is kind of like a darker image, but if you look in the distance, like, one of the things is we wanted to put a shadowy figure in there.
Right.
And I never wanted to say who that figure was, but I wanted, like, a focal point for people to be like, okay, like, Noctis and his crew, they're going after somebody. And then we started playing around with sense of scale. And
Right, because he's not even looking at the camera, right? Here,
Yeah.
or like looking at the camera, looking at the fan. But then here he turns his head, and in the final piece that you showed earlier, or the close to final piece, he's looking at the consumer. Is that kind of what you envisioned?
I think so. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I think for most people, like, they connect a little bit more emotionally once they can kind of see the protagonist or somebody kind of looking directly at you and just being like, come join this adventure we're about to go on, and this is going to be just awesome.
So what about inspiration? What inspired you to go in this direction?
I mean, there's just so many things, and I think that's the beauty of Final Fantasy 15 is there's just so many angles you can take at it. You can just make Noctis like the hero. You can look at theatrical stuff. You can look at TV stuff. You can look at like kind of music album covers and stuff like that. And so, I mean, like, this is where I really ended up with.
Feeling good about this one?
I do. I mean, like, even if we talk a little bit more about kind of like the step-by-step, it's like we wanted to play with the sense of scale, so we put kind of a big astral in the background. And we, like, even the posing of each character, you can see kind of from the third and fourth one, the second and third one we added in the car, and we have Prompto kind of jumping over and all sorts of
I
crazy
noticed
stuff.
that, and I'd like, the first one, the characters are kind of more or less stationary. They're not in a moment of movement per se. But then as you gradually go, you get them action. You got Prompto jumping over the car,
with his gun,
you get the sense
the
of action now with like a still image, and I think that's a pretty cool approach you took.
I mean, I really wanted to make sure that Prompto had a lot of energy, and every character we kind of took a lot of subtle cues from their personality from in-game, and that's kind of how we arrived at this piece. So, what else?
What about that last one? Yeah.
Tell me about the background.
I like how both of you have the same
Sorry.
question. So,
Get into
we're
your
not
head.
quite ready to reveal what that is or who those are. But the background in general, this is from an area within the game. And again, this is also another secret that we're not ready to reveal quite yet, exactly where this is or what happens in this area. But everything in here is very, very important and integral. But yeah, I mean, you guys are asking about the background, but we played around with a lot of different backgrounds. We looked at kind of almost every land and cityscape and kind of vista within it. And so this one, I felt best encapsulated all of it.
So we see the progress.
Yeah.
Let's do it back to back.
Back to back from beginning to end.
What about the colors? Because I love colors. What about the mood? Do you like the mood of this piece?
The mood. I think, yeah, we did a lot of different things. We try to do midday where it's nice and blue. We try to do kind of overcast and gloomy where it's very gray. But really where the magic and the color comes out is that sunset.
Right.
And then so that's where we wanted to have the light start hitting off of. I mean, like, if you look at the final image or the 98 to 99% final, you can see kind of the reflections off the car, 98 to 99% finished. But you can see the reflection off the car, and really you couldn't get that nice reflection if it wasn't that sunset time of day. So we thought about almost every detail when we were pulling this together.
Matt, this is really impressive. I mean, you went from a concept, like a sketch on paper, to this near final 99% finished box art. So
It's cool. Like when you're talking on the phone with your designers, it's like, make Prompto look like he's more excited jumping over, or make Gladio look more macho. Like, you know what I mean? His expressions.
I could have done it in Microsoft Paint also to sketch
right.
all of this out.
Yeah,
But,
right.
but no, I mean, really, it's a big thank you to the development team to allow us this opportunity to create a piece of art. Again, they've never let us do this, and so we really wanted to say thank you to them. And it's just an honor to be able to put something together like this. What else do we have to talk about?
You have another surprise for me, I heard.
We do?
Yes, it
Do
says
I?
surprise
something
number
about
3.
this. Something about this package.
So we do got one more. So this is the front of box artwork, and so the Japanese front of box artwork we've also shown, and so I know a lot of hardcore Final Fantasy fans love that just kind of clean aesthetic look of just the logo on a blank background, and so what we wanted to do is the next slide. So we wanted to create a reversible cover for everybody, and so we wanted to create a very clean, just background. So whichever cover you like,
switch it for every game,
for every game for
what?
For the Xbox and the
So
PS4
it's just
version.
you can take it out, reverse it, and this is what's on the other side.
Exactly.
Like a classic.
Oh.
Yeah.
Reversible
I really liked what you guys did on Final Fantasy 13. There's kind of like this very kind of clean aesthetic feel of snow. And the Shiva bikes on the flip
On the reverse side, yeah.
Yeah, so
open
we
the
wanted to
box.
really kind of pay homage and give fans kind of what they ask for. Like personally for me as a longtime Final Fantasy fan, this is kind of something I'd always want.
Sounds good.
I might even flip my front of box artwork.
I'm not
You're gonna
flipping
flip-
mine.
You know,
I like the new
normally I like this clean look, this logo look, because I grew up with Final Fantasy and this is what kind of the look is to me. But
Right.
I really like yours, so I don't know. I might keep it.
Yeah,
I might keep it with yours.
Yeah, your art style, I figured, you would want to do this.
I like it.
All right.
I hope everybody
So-
likes it too.
Kaori, what about you? Which one would you prefer?
You know me. I like colors. I like feelings, characters. I'm gonna flip it. It's a new generation.
You're gonna do this one or
Flip
the
the
other
other
one?
side.
Ah.
Back to the regular side.
Regular side.
Regular side. Although I love the Mono-san logo. It's beautiful, but I'm ready for it to be there. Okay.
Getting
You
a little
okay?
feedback? Yeah.
That
sorry.
was Noctis talking. Anyway, so where
So
are we
now,
going now?
do you have any more surprises? Like, there's a lot of stuff we've
I know,
just
I'm like,
done in the last 2
surprise
days.
three,
It's,
surprise
like, it's
four.
hard to keep track of all the new information, but
Unfortunately, I don't. That's what I brought is the kind of the front of box key art, and I hope kind of everybody enjoys it. Yeah, and like a kind of a little bit of an insight on kind of the step-by-step process, because yeah, it's been a long process. So
It's been an exciting
yeah, it's been a fun one.
you lie.
What?
There is another thing you're doing.
Do I?
Yeah.
Oh, I know the other
Outside?
thing. At the LA Live.
Have people seen it? I don't know if people
Have you
seen
seen
it.
it? Have
I
you
do.
seen it?
I do.
The
You
warp
forgot
striking?
about it. I
I
can't believe you
do.
forgot about it.
All right, so we are here at the LA Convention Center. So if you go over to LA Live, the Microsoft Square, there's tons of things happening over there.
Right.
Lots of restaurants, lots of fun things to do. But if you look up, if you're standing by the Staples Center and you're looking at LA Live, you can see these 7 panels. And basically what I wanted to create was Noctis warp striking across all of these
There you
7
go,
panels.
with the warp strike.
Warp strike. Warp
You
strike.
just want to warp strike.
But it's cool. So if you guys get a chance, even if you're not able to come into the convention center and you're in the LA area, I think it'll be running for the next month or 2.
Yeah, till the end of the
But it's just kind of cool to see Noctis Warp Strike. There's sound effects, there's music. So go check that out
What
if you
are the
have a
sound
chance.
effects like?
Pew pew. Is that about right?
I'm sure it's cooler than that.
Should I be on the sound team now?
I'm sure it's better than that.
Okay.
Pew pew.
So I think that covers it all for today, right? Is
Think
there
that
anything
does.
else?
Are there any
Yeah.
other?
We should do a quick
are there any
recap.
other
Let's do a
surprises I
recap.
forgot?
All right.
Okay,
So
quick
we've
recap.
we started off with the Final Fantasy 15 trailer featuring Afrojack, the full version
This
of it.
part was cool. On the rails, like
Car on fire.
Yeah.
Insomnia.
What about the Marlboros?
Oh, Marlboro was really cool. It's like, ah. Okay. And
Okay.
then I think we talked about episode 2, Brotherhood.
Yep. It's available.
So little
very soon.
Noctis, his friendship with Prompto, you'll get to see that in like 10 minutes, guys. Like in the next 10 minutes, the full episode will be out. So, and then
We showed the
E3
trial of.
demo. Yeah, the trial of
he has
Titan.
5 toes, very big feet.
We'll play through it tomorrow. Matt will
Redeemed
redeem
himself.
himself.
Redeem. It's redemption
tomorrow.
time.
Redemption time.
What are
for
you gonna do
tomorrow.
different tonight?
Not be on stage in
More
front
dodging?
of thousands of people.
More
And I'm gonna
dodging.
show you guys like the full kind of breadth of kind of combat and abilities you can do and kind of the variety of stuff.
Because you're gonna
So
play through the full demo.
I'll show through all of
Okay.
it. Yeah.
And the
Kaori,
demo-
thank you for telling us he has 5 toes.
Yeah, the demo is actually showing on the E3 floor. We have 22 kiosks that everybody can play, so please check that out. Also, we
And-
have
Of course, we talked about the Kingsglaive trailer.
So good. It
Cool.
looks so real, huh?
Yeah, it's
It
crazy.
doesn't look like CG at all.
Yeah, so this trailer is online right now on YouTube. You can kind of search for it. But yeah, what else did we talk about?
We got this new
don't
game.
forget about
King's Tale.
King's Tale coming out
Sick as dope.
September 30th with the game. And
we did.
what we just
did your near final packaging for North America.
Absolutely.
Your new look.
Yep.
Okay, and I think that's all for today. But the remainder of E3, we're going to have a lot more shows. We have a segment tomorrow with Mr. Ofuji and Mr. Tabata right here.
An active time report.
Active time report for the Japanese audience. We will also be back here to let Matt redeem himself, correct?
Yep.
And on the final day, day 3, we will be here with Tabata-san asking the community's questions. So I think we have a full slate ahead for E3.
Yeah.
And then we have some other activities going on right in our booth. We have
Oh, that's right.
E3 special presentations.
Yes, and
running
today-
all 3 days.
Today,
Today.
2:15, the director Hajime Tabata-san will be in there revealing some more secrets, things that have never been revealed here in our theater at 2:15. If you're not here on the show floor, you can watch it all on Final Fantasy 15's YouTube channel.
Yeah.
cool.
I got a sneak information from him about what he's going to show.
What
There's
is
some
it?
Dude,
Cool
you
stuff.
cheat so much.
Oh yeah, I
you
cheat.
Get,
Of course I cheat.
dude, it's not fair.
Cheater.
And
Okay,
then,
what
So
else?
yeah, I can't wait.
and Cardi, you went over the schedule for our remaining Square Enix
It's
Presents
right up here
programs. We
for
still got a lot of
everybody.
stuff.
And
More
who's
Square Enix
on?
presents.
Okay, so I'm on that.
Mr. Sofa is in
one.
pretty much all of them. At least
Mr.
tomorrow for sure, because you
Sofa.
need to redeem
Dude,
yourself.
enough with the name. There's not even a sofa in here. I can't even do that
Mr. Chair.
pose. It's like,
We'll get you a sofa
Okay.
for tomorrow.
So you two, enough of that. Let's bring Mark back out here so he can wave to the fans.
But I
think
guess
he
Mark's
has-
gone.
He left
He's
already?
a very important man.
and maybe
back
he
to
went
El Segundo?
all the way back to El Segundo, that
Okay.
far journey.
All right, so I guess we're gonna wrap up now, but you know, in 8 minutes, you guys get to watch Brotherhood, episode 2 with Prompto and doggies,
Plumpto.
puppies. So we're signing off. Thank
Cool.
you, everybody, for
Stay
watching.
tuned for
Stay
more.
tuned.
Thanks again for watching.